Good afternoon. Welcome to the latest version of Zap TV. I'm going to welcome Dean Budney, my partner for the day.
Hello.
Dean is one of our Zap Squad members, so both of us travel around and see you guys live in your offices. So we'll be the perfect mix to go live in the platform. Just a couple things, the normal housekeeping stuff. The text number at the bottom, 321-300-7759. Please send us your questions. We'll do as best we can to answer them live. But if it's something we're talking about or something that you're even asking a question about outside of what we're talking about, please don't hesitate to send those in. Just would encourage you guys to log in today. We will be live in the platform going through some of the features. If you're logged in live, you can just go right along with us. This can be watched on your phone as well. And then the last piece, we do record these, so it will be available at the same bhg.zapbroadcast.com. Approximately 48 hours from now, you can come back, rewatch it, send it to some folks or send some folks to that site that may have missed today. So just wanted to make sure we let you know that. Our goal today. We're kind of calling it basics, but I don't want to discourage any of the folks from still hanging out with us, because we're going to get into some a little bit deeper stuff. But really just realizing what the platform can do for an agent. Mm-hmm. Just knowing that the platform is built to help us as agents, not give us another to-do during the day. Like, it's built to help us run our business. You mentioned, we were talking earlier, to get organized and things like that. So that's kind of our concept today, is to kind of take it back a little bit and make sure we also know that this month, into January, a little tougher to be motivated, a little tougher to be out. I mean, we can go show a house, but otherwise we're doing a lot of personal stuff. But hopefully we can give you some things to do every day, 10, 15, 20 minutes worth of things to really just start using the platform and sort of help your business come January, February, March, and April and beyond. So that's kind of our goal today. So what we're going to start with is going live in the platform and just talking about the dashboard. So making sure you guys completely understand the dashboard.
Exactly.
So I'm going to hand it over to Dean and actually let him go live in the platform and just start talking about how easy it is to maneuver around in it.
So thanks, Wayne. It's a pleasure to be here with you all on Zap TV today. So just want to go over some of the basics with regards to the dashboard. But the dashboard really is designed, as Wayne was saying, to do two things. A, keep us organized, right? This is the CRM side of Zap. This is the customer relationship management side. So this is where we want to add our contacts, where we want to keep in contact with our contacts. We can email them, we can phone them, we can send them information, we can track, we can see what they're doing and things from that perspective. And when you first log in each day, which is what we're encouraging everybody to do, is to log in, because we know statistically that last year, those agents that logged in on a consistent basis, this had an impact in their closed business.
Yeah, and the key there, which word? Closed business. Deals, checks.
Right. Checks.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're all here for, right?
Yeah.
We want to learn to use this platform because, Wayne, we're both former agents ourselves. If I'm going to learn a new platform, this thing better help me close more business.
Yes.
Right? Bottom line.
Absolutely.
It's the only reason that we should spend some time and effort and energy in absorbing this kind of information. So let's just talk a little bit about the basics of the Zap dashboard. This is what you see when you log in each day. Obviously, your name pops up in the upper right-hand corner in your picture, so you at least know you're on your dashboard. And the thing that jumps out when you first log in is A, the ability to search for contacts once you have contacts added into the platform right up above the word dashboard where I'm circling with my mouse. But secondly, there's two things that you see, and there's a reason why tasks are first and follow-ups are second thing that you see on the page. So let's talk about tasks first. Tasks are requests from our customers, meaning as we are getting our customers access to the Zap platform by giving them the mobile app, the consumer mobile app, so they can search property, or giving them access to search property on their laptop, which gives them access to the consumer side of the MLS, right? They start searching for property. They're looking, and consumers do that. The majority of searches last year started on a mobile device.
Oh, yes.
Right? By consumers.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So customers want to be able to do their own search. They want to be able to dig in. They want to find out. When they pass a for sale sign in their neighborhood, they want to be able to stop, pull over, pull up that information, go, geez, I wonder what my neighbor's selling their house for. Right? But once they have access to those tools and they start looking at property, there's 2 buttons that follow them with every property that they look at on our tool, which is go see this house or request more information. They tap that button that says go see this house, and immediately I get a text and an email saying my customer has a showing request. Zap places that showing request here on my dashboard as a showing request from Cheryl and Billy, or I also got a showing request from Robert Clark. Right? So now, in the real world, when my customer is out there navigating the world and they hit that showing request button, Wayne, when they hit that button, how quickly do they expect a response back from me?
Yesterday, but
Yeah.
in reality, minutes.
Or as we say, 3 nanoseconds, right? They
Yeah.
want us to call them
Yeah.
back right away, right? Matter of fact, if your customers are anything like mine, they expect me to call them back before they hit the button,
Yeah.
right? So, but that is designed, the task area of Zap is designed to help us elevate our response time to our consumers, right? To our customers. We want to be responsive. We want to be able to get back to them as quickly as possible and to let them know how easy it is for them to reach out for us when they want information. Because the other button that they could hit would be the request more information button, right?
Yep.
And then this would appear as a information request from the customer, right? And so that's extremely important because our customers are always gauging us on our response time. Right?
Yes.
And if we don't call them back in a manner that they feel is appropriate, what do they typically do?
Well, often they're not afraid to find someone else that can help them.
That is
So-
true. Yeah,
You know,
unfortunately,
just like
that
quite,
is true,
you know,
right?
quite frankly, like,
Right?
well,
It's all
you know,
about
must be
service.
Dean's busy. You know,
Right.
then they're not, and it's not a negative thing. It's not like they're
No.
going, the heck with him. They're going, I need the information.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
And the nice
So.
thing about the Zap dashboard is because it tracks our customer activity, because once they're in there searching and looking at property, it's so easy for them to reach back out to us and communicate with us. Now, in the real world, that email goes off or my phone goes off, right, saying I have an
Yep.
email and a text. Now, before I call Cheryl and Billy back about their showing request, I probably want to know what house they're interested in seeing, correct?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I would much rather as a consumer, you know, hear from you, hey, what do you need? I would much rather hear, hey, Cheryl and Billy, you know, so you asked about, you know,
This
this
house.
property. So if we go live in the platform, we can actually show you,
By clicking on View Details, I can see the property they're interested in going to see. This says 1209 Aberdeen Court South is the property they want to go and see. So now when I call them back, I say, hey, Billy and Cheryl, when do you want to go see 1209 Aberdeen Court? I got your request.
Yep.
They're like, hey, Dean, can you show it to us Saturday afternoon at 2? I said, you know what, let me reach out to the listing agent and I'll get back to you in just a few moments and we'll confirm an appointment. The listing agent information is typically right here, right? And I would call Grace and say, hey, Grace, I want to show this property at 1209 Aberdeen at 2 o'clock on Saturday. She says, Dean, it's fine. It's on Supra. Go ahead. No problem at all. I call my client back, say, hey, we're good to go. Cheryl and Bill, I'll meet you at the property Saturday at 2. I click here under showing info, put that in as I click the status, change it to scheduled. I put Saturday's date, 2 p.m. And now, once I hit save, I have a showing appointment in my Zap dashboard. So now I go and I may also see here a information request, right? A customer may not want to see a house, but they have a question about the property. So I can click on the View Details button. If anybody in the audience is currently looking at their dashboard and it says request for info, I can click View Details and I can see what property they would like information on. And typically I'm going to want to know when I call them back, say, look, I got your request on this particular property. What can I answer for you about that particular
Yeah,
property?
and you did say, I think I heard you say that does an agent have to log into Zap to know that Cheryl and Billy just asked about a house or want to see a house? Or-
Great question. And no, they don't, because simply as soon as they hit the showing request button or information request, my phone goes off with an email and a text
Okay.
from the Zap
Yeah.
platform notifying me, right? So we have our phone with us everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So, matter of fact, they make it waterproof now so we can take it in the shower with us because we can never be more than 3 feet away from it. So it's that notification. I do not actually have to be in Zap. But if I want to see what they're asking about,
Just
right?
quick check it out.
Quick,
and
I can
before that conversation, and you're sounding like a superhero when you talk to that.
Exactly.
That
And
contact,
Wayne's going
that
to take
client.
you in a few moments. Wayne's going to take you into the mobile app to show you how you address your requests. And the nice thing about the Zap dashboard on your phone is it mirrors the Zap dashboard on the laptop.
Yes.
Right? So
Yeah,
all this information that we see here, tasks and follow-ups, are going to be right on the main dashboard of your phone.
Yep, and we will show you that mobile a little bit later in the broadcast for sure, just to make sure you guys know, that you can do all of this on the run.
Absolutely. And that's what we're always doing as agents, right? We're always on the run.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? So now let's talk a little bit about follow-ups. Now, you may have a client name here in the follow-up section, like I do, right? So in this instance, I have Judy Elliott and Jay Smith. Now, how did a customer's name get in the follow-up section? Well, they got there one of two ways. A, I just accepted them as a company lead through the automated attendance system, and I hit yes, I want that person as a lead. Zap then adds them to my contacts in my dashboard and places them here in the follow-up section, so it reminds me I've got to make that first touch point. And then I have to start following up with them as part of the company's business rules to stay in compliance. Secondly, a customer may appear here because I placed one of them on a follow-up drip campaign. And today's the day I'm supposed to follow up with them, right?
Yep.
So Zap will place their name in here and it'll say, today's the day you need to email or call this person as part of their follow-up drip campaign that you had placed them on. And so the nice thing about customer names when they appear here is there's a lot of information that's here. So if I look at Judy Elliott on my screen, I see I have tagged her as an incubating buyer. And she's an agent lead. If she was a broker lead, it would say broker lead in this box right here. I have her on a watched home alert, and I have her on the follow-up plan for new lead buyers, right? And she's interested in beachfront property. I created a customized tag for her, right? But if this happened to say broker lead in this box, over here underneath the last contact date, it would be very easy to look, because if this was a broker lead, and in this instance it's not, she's an agent lead, but this last contact date would be underlined in a color, either red if I was out of compliance, yellow if I was near to following out of compliance, or green if I was good with her.
Oh, okay.
So easy enough, right?
Absolutely.
And since she is an agent lead, that's not there, right? Because I do not have to meet the compliance guidelines for agent entered contacts.
So anybody I add myself, you do not have to stay compliant with them yourself.
That is
It's kind of
correct.
up to us to do it as agents.
Absolutely.
Not following the rules of the broker leads.
Absolutely. And if it was a broker lead, I could really touch base with them simply by clicking the drop-down button, by sending an email, logging a call, or adding a touch point note, which is one of the 3 of 13 things that we can do in Zap to stay in compliance.
So one of those 3 things easily updates that lead, makes them green, so that you're staying compliant to receive those additional leads.
Exactly.
So,
And remember, just so we were clear, since this is an agent lead, I don't have to worry about it.
yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's not the reason we.
not.
Yep.
Definitely not.
We're contacting them on our own.
The other thing I see here is I can see Judy's Zap score, and I can see Jay's Zap score. I can hover my mouse over the Zap score itself, and a little pop-up box comes in and shows, hey, this is why Judy has a high Zap score. She's opened up an email and done a few things. It shows me her activity. Jay, same thing. So he's opened up an email, he's requested information on 2 homes, he's logged into my website. So it really gives me a snapshot, and it helps me as the agent prioritize who to work with. Right? If I have a very high Zap score for somebody, and then let's say Judy's Zap score was none or was low, who am I going to follow up with first? I'm going to probably call Jay Smith first,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. At least start with Jay and.
And go from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
So real quick before we move on, just a quick question came in. It's kind of 2 parts. The Zap score being words instead of a number. Can you just explain?
Absolutely. So what
There's a
happens?
very little difference, but
Yeah. So the words there, once you have 100 active customers in Zap, these words will become a definitive number. They'll be between 1 and 99, 1 being low and 99 being high.
Okay.
Right? Up until you have 100 active customers in your Zap dashboard, it'll still measure their activity, but it'll give them a range, and it'll say words that'll be low, moderate, high, very high.
And is there a difference between a true difference behind the scenes between the number and words?
Not at all. The only thing
So-
that determines that is the number of customers in the
Yep.
contact.
So
you
just
have in
know, we started out with numbers. Now, if you're less than 100 active, just some sort of contact back and forth, there's verbiage, but the tool, the predictive analytics behind the Zap score are the same. Same.
Yes.
So very high as like a 90 to 90 or 99. Just verbiage instead. So that was the one piece. The second piece is often we hear this, and it was a great question. So let's hover over. If you hover over a contact and Judy was high, and it says that she opened an email, like she's not ready to buy a house. What's your analyzation of
Well, the reason being is because if you recall, the Zap score assigns a ranking to your customers that you have in Zap. So it kind of ranks them against each other. It doesn't rank their activity against other agents, right? It's just
Yeah.
your customers. So the reason you may see that is because you only have 3 contacts in Zap.
So
if one of them sent an email to you, they're going to have the highest of your scores
so
because they're the most active.
Smaller number, it's comparing. One of them looks like a hero.
Exactly.
It doesn't take much to become a high versus none. So
That's
when we
correct.
get into talking about contacts shortly, we're going to talk about getting hundreds and thousands and as many people as you can in there, so that score. Not that I still don't want to know that they opened an email, even if I have 10. I don't have to look at it and go, oh, Judy's ready to buy a house. Oh no, she's not. She only opened an email.
That's right.
I'm still interested in it, but when you add more folks, that score becomes much more relevant because of what it's doing for you.
Exactly right.
Cool. Awesome.
The more contacts you have in there, the better.
Yes. All right.
Absolutely. And the last thing I want to show you before I turn the driving of the Zap dashboard back over to Wayne is just if I click on the customer name, right? So if let's say I want to kind of know what Judy's up to. She has a high Zap score, but I want to know a little bit more about what she's been doing, what her activity's been. So this
We're gonna go live, buddy, just for a second. Thank you.
and I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to come down to search activity. And what Zap does is it tracks my customer's activity. So let's say that Judy was out and she had clicked on a home and saved it as a favorite. Zap would track it here and put the number here. Let's say she conducted a couple of searches. And in this instance, I see that she did. She's done 2 searches. I can click on View All, and I can see that she's looked at mobile homes, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, right? And she got 1,195 results in that search, and it was done 127 days ago. Now, obviously, since it's a training screen, but this is really valuable information to me as the agent, so I can actually see, you know what, why is she searching for mobile homes? She didn't tell me she was interested in a mobile home. She told me she was interested in a 3-2 single family. So has something changed for Judy? Do I need to reach out to her and have a conversation about something that may have come up within her world that have kind of changed what she's looking for? So we're going to need a little power cord adjustment, I think. So Wayne's going to step out for just a second and plug us in, because somehow I think we got unplugged here. But there's a tremendous, this is kind of the meat and potatoes of Zap, right? This is where you can really see what your customers are doing. Zap tracks all their activity, and you can see it right here in the Insights and Saved Activity section within their contact profile page. The other thing that I love here is the history section. So if I just scroll down to the bottom, I have the worst memory in the Wayne world. I can't remember what I talked to my customer about 3 days ago, let alone 3 weeks ago. Right?
Absolutely.
But the nice thing about it, any contact you make with a customer in Zap, Zap tracks and archives all that here. So if I email her, if I call her, if I put her on a follow-up campaign, if I even put a profile note in here, it's all tracked in the history section, which really kind of helps me have a much more guided and intelligent conversation when I reach out to my customer, because I remember what I most recently spoke with her about.
Yes, I mean, just picture yourself calling a contact or a client and saying, hey, what do you need? Or, hey, Judy, I saw you were looking at this, and it's actually 123 Main, not, like more about her. You know that, she actually opened up your email or didn't, and, so the conversation is so much better when we can, have them in our system, analyze them quick, then make that call, send an email.
Absolutely.
Text, however.
Time is money, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah.
the more effective and efficient conversation we can have, the better. And our customers appreciate that, right?
Absolutely.
And we don't have to rehash, I forgot what I talked to you about a week ago. Can
Yeah.
you remind me what we spoke about?
Yes.
Right? So anyways, I'm going to turn the driving back over to Wayne. So I'm going to click on dashboard right here. I can either hit the BHG logo or hit the word dashboard. It brings me right back to my main dashboard where we just started our conversation off with our tasks and our follow-ups.
Okay, so we're going to talk about contacts in a minute. I'm just going to answer a couple questions quick. Something about searching, especially on the app or your website, for rentals. Those are in the queue. They're working hard to get those active for us. That's a huge push for us, so just stay tuned. But hopefully early 18 we'll be able to do that. As far as an active customer, so the Zap score piece, it's really any contact. Opening up an email is an activity. Certainly if they downloaded your app, if they went on your website, we track all of those, so it's really almost anything they'll do on the other end of that.
Right.
Even opening up a contact or an email that you send is an activity on their part, and that's one. And then you get 100 people to do that, or some going on the site, some downloading your mobile app, some going on your mobile app. Any of those things allows that to, and that includes a listing alert. So set them up on a listing alert. They open up the email, look at the 5 houses you sent them. That's an activity.
Exactly
so
right.
Wanted to make sure we got that one in. And then just because we talked about follow-up plans, a question come in about emails going out automatically, or do I need to prompt them somehow? So if you want to maybe answer that one quick, we kind of went over it, but it was quicker. So
we'll matter of fact, when we jump,
we are actually going to go into that a little bit depth. So if you'll stay tuned, we're going to talk about automatic versus personal and things like that. That'll answer that question. So if you just hang tight with that for a little bit, we'll go live in the platform this time, and we're going to just talk about the contacts. So like we said earlier, letting the platform sort of help you, get organized, be in contact with everybody you know. When we talk about that, we mean everybody.
Yes.
Past clients, current clients, friends, family, sphere, past coworkers, teachers, folks from your church. That whole sphere has to be in your database. Friends and family are huge. Very important to kind of go back to. I put in, my family member or my best friend.
Right.
I am not going to have to update them constantly. I'm not going to have to constantly email them to stay compliant along them issues. That's my deal. Those are my people that I'm adding in. So don't be afraid to add your entire database from Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo, things like that. So when we talk about adding contacts, right at the home dashboard, if I hit this plus add at the top, this menu pops up, and you'll see the first one is new contact, and then you'll see to the right, am I adding one person, which I just met at an open house, or just I'm adding a buyer that I'm working with right now, or we can do the import. So I'm just going to show you where those two are, and know that's how you get people in your system. So I'm going to export from my Gmail account. I'm going to adjust that CSV file a little bit, and then I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to bring in the 1,000 people in my Gmail account. In tomorrow, I'm going to wake up, or shortly, I'm going to look again, and tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to have 1,100 contacts in my database that I can start working with and start moving around. So that's it. That's how easy it is to get folks in there. And of course, that bulk is I am not adding 1,000 people one at a time.
No.
I'm actually going to just do that in bulk, but I can add the 3 people that I just met in an open house.
Absolutely.
So just wanted to make sure you guys knew that. And then when we talk about contacts and just what do I do with them now, so if I just click the 156, what this is actually going to do is just list 156 of them. It actually, the default is ranking them by Zap score. So right now, just a couple things we can do with these, with this list of 156 is I can just go in and I can just search for anybody I want. So if I just search in this long white bar, and I just type in 3 letters, here are all my Smiths. So, and I go, oh yeah, I was looking for, Jay. That's how easy. And I reach Jay, and I'm sending Jay an email or reaching out to him in some way. So that's one way that we can just go, find them quick. Really, the way that I like the best, and it works so effective, is when I have 156, we actually have this filters button. So right next to that long search, there's this filters button. And when I click on that, I can actually search my entire database, which, if it's 10 people, I'm going to scroll down there. But if it's 2,000, because I've added everybody I ever met, I want to reach all of my buyers. I want to reach all my sellers. I want to reach my closed clients. Whatever I want to reach, we have these custom tags.
I love the custom tags.
Yeah, I can label Judy as a FSBO. I can label John as a FSBO, an investor, and a cash buyer. Just things like that. So, what you can do is actually just come down here and just click, my Christmas list. So if I mark Christmas list, any of the contacts that I have that are marked, tagged, and you're going to see it right here, Christmas list. If I just simply click them, and that just highlights all of them, I can actually scroll up just a little bit, and under this bulk actions, I can email them one time, email the 5 people in my church club, 10 people that are investor buyers with me, or I can email my entire list of 156 and say, happy holidays. Hope you have a great holiday season. Let me know if you need anything. Here's my mobile app and website. So always ask for referrals. So, but it's that simple. And then I send an email. It's once. It is blind copied, so nobody sees all the other emails.
Right.
It's just like they get their own from you. So I'm not a huge fan of bulk email as a method, a regular method, but I love it when I can reach a certain group of people if I just want to, say the same thing to all of them. So
especially when it's personalized.
absolutely,
Right? That bulk email is a personalized
yeah. This
email
is
that's
not an
going out.
email with a generic happy holidays. This is something that they know I sat down and wrote.
Yep.
And the same thing when I send an email to all of my investors. And it's it's not a generic email drip where it's kind of not as personal. So just wanted to make sure you guys know that. So, it's so many things that we can do. We can actually come, there's another place where we can add a contact in this level. So, again, just get your contacts in there and then have the ability to work one by one with them and say, who are you? Oh, that's right, you're a seller. You were a FSBO. You live in this neighborhood, and then go to the next one, and as you do that, then you just start grabbing them, whenever you want, and go, I'm going to reach all my FSBOs, send them an email, that type of thing. So
Absolutely.
Getting them in there, and then just start analyzing them one by one. Once that's done, then you're in the driver's seat for just being able to take it to the next level.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna scroll through some questions. We're getting a ton of them in. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna hand this over to Dean, and he's gonna just talk about
Follow-up plans.
follow-up plans.
There you
I
go.
mean, and it's just so simple that this is huge for us. So getting the folks in there, analyzing Zap Score, but who has, and if nobody, but who has time to regularly reach out to 1,000 people?
Right.
You don't. It goes by the wayside. But if we set up follow-up plans,
Right.
huge piece of the system, set them up once, they're done, the system takes over for us, and then we're able to, better take advantage of the platform and it helping us lead our contacts down the road.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to hand that over and let Dean go live, and I'm going to get into some questions, and we'll answer as many as we can for sure.
So when we think about follow-up plans, right, it's what we as agents know as drip campaigns. So the nice thing about Zap is there are 3 libraries within the Zap dashboard, which I'm going to take you in just a moment. And we have a follow-up plan, a library. We have a bunch of pre-populated and already completed follow-up plans done for you in the library. We also have an email script and a phone script library, which has email scripts and phone scripts. So how to get to your libraries is by clicking on Manage. So over here in the left navigation area where I'm circling, I click on Manage. I get this little pop-up window, and you can see I have Follow Plan Library, Access, Call Script Library, and Email Script. Now this is your library. It's your individual library, and the nice thing about it is you can go into any of these scripts in the script library or any of the follow-up plans in the follow-up plan library and modify them to your liking. You can change them, you can update them, you can change the wording, or you can create your own from scratch. You can create your own emails. And Wayne and I were joking before, when we were agents, we probably sent the same 5 or 6 emails, I don't know how many hundreds of times. I would love to have had this function where I could just create that script, save in the email script library, in 2 clicks I can send it to a customer. And the nice thing about all the scripts that we have, or anything that's in the library, it's reusable. So I can use them over and over and over again. So that's the best thing about the platform. So to get into the follow-up plan library, I'm simply going to click follow-up plan library. So if you do that with me, and you'll see here's the library itself. And there are a wide variety of different plans that are already populated in here for you. To edit any of the existing plans that are here, you simply click the pencil icon. So let's say I look at the closed buyer follow-up plan. You may have to scroll down to find the closed buyer follow-up plan, or you can always search by the plan name right here. But I click the pencil icon because I'm curious, what does a closed buyer follow-up plan look like? So I can scroll down, and at least the way that it exists right now, it looks like it has 7 touch points. The first touch point is ASAP, which is today. As soon as the day I put that person on the plan, I'm going to get flagged by Zap to phone this person, and so that means that person's name is going to appear in my follow-up section of my main dashboard, right? Because that's how somebody gets there on my follow-up plan section of my main dashboard. Today's the day I need to follow up them as part of their follow-up plan. Then it looks like 7 days later, Zap's going to flag me to make another phone call, and it's the personal visit moving day, what we call phone script, kind of a way to give us a little idea of what we may be talking with the customer about that day. We don't have to actually read the script specifically, but it gives us a topic of conversation.
Just an idea, sure.
Right? Then 3 days after that is a personal email. So Zap's going to flag me in my follow-up section that day to send out the "Are you enjoying your new home?" email. And then you can see 14 days later is another personal email, 30 days after that. So these timings are always from the previous touch point, right? So touch point number 5 happens 30 days after touch point number 4. Then there's touch point number 6, which is 30 days. And then 6 months later is the happy anniversary email, personal email. Now, the nice thing about Zap is the touch points you also have control over by clicking the drop-down arrow. So just the last box, I can see that my choices are always phone call, personal email, or automated email. Now, if I change this to automated email, then Zap's going to ask me which script do I want to send that day. I may choose the same happy anniversary script, or I may choose something slightly different. But that means at that 6-month date, Zap automatically sends the email on my behalf. I don't have to do anything. It does it simply automatically. So that's the nice thing about these platforms, is you can control the timing and what those touch points look like.
So, and that answers the question from earlier.
Which was?
If they are, are the emails automated or personal? Mm-hmm. And it's up to you.
You get to choose.
So you choose. So
you choose.
Just know the automateds
automatically
get
go
sent.
out.
Automatically, you wake up in the morning and you can say, "Oh, Judy got an email from me."
Yep.
The personal, you will be prompted in that follow-up section
of the
dashboard.
Right.
If Judy is a hot buyer, you will wake up in the morning. There'll be a 1 in the hot buyer follow-up. It's going to be Judy's name. You have to finalize that piece of the follow-up plan because you said, "I want to send a personal email."
And you have to
so
do
it's
it.
prompting you.
Yep.
You don't have to think about Judy until she shows up in that follow-ups. But that's the answer to that question is it's up to you.
Yep. And there's one thing that's neat about when you look at just this closed buyer follow-up plan, right? And National Association of Realtors tells us that most customers, well over 50% of customers who bought a home from us, would use us again as the agent if they could just remember our name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Past clients, their goal. So stay in contact with them.
Stay in contact with them, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is a great way to stay in contact with your closed customers, is every closed customer, put them on a closed customer or client follow-up plan, and let Zap help notify you when you need to do that follow-up. So we've batted around a little bit of information, modifying existing platforms, creating follow plans, creating them from scratch. So just know that tomorrow when you go to do something in follow plans, you can't remember a word of what we just talked about for the past 5 minutes. The step-by-step instructions to do a variety of things with regards to follow-up plans is right here in support on your dashboard. As a matter of fact, the step-by-step instructions to do just about everything in Zap are right here in your dashboard. So just for for fun, go ahead and click on support with me. And I'm going to take you into the support side of things, and we'll test this theory out. Let's say we're stuck.
So, buddy, we'll go live on the computer.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that's all right. So we'll just
let me
we'll
go
just
back.
back it up just a second.
So I'm going to click on support right here. Sorry, y'all didn't know. I know you could not see that screen. Click on support. Now, the first thing Zap asked me here on the support side is, what am I looking for? What am I looking for help with? I can just type in follow-up plans, if I could just spell. Right? And then Zap gives me a drop-down menu. This little book icon next to follow plan says if I click on that link, it takes me into the knowledge base, library of tutorials on how to do things in Zap. And here are step-by-step instructions on how to turn on a follow-up plan, how to turn off a follow-up plan, how to change the contacts follow-up plan once they're on one, how to create one from scratch, how to edit an existing follow-up plan, etc. Even if you scroll down, there's videos and the step-by-step instructions on how to do each of those things with regards to follow-up plans. So don't get stuck in Zap because you can't remember how to do something, how to navigate, where to click, where to go, and things from that perspective. And Wayne's going to share with you in a few moments the brand new, very much highly touted 800 tech support line that is now available for agents.
Yeah. So real quick, 2 questions that I'm going to kind of answer to do with that support. Shay had asked, she can see her contacts on the desktop, but she can't see them on the desktop, but she can on the mobile. Other than checking browser and things like that, likely possibly just a one-off issue. So take advantage of either the support, or I'll bring the 800 up in a minute. But that's something that we want to, it's made to work. We've heard that as a mass issue, so we still want to get it fixed for you. So check support. See if anybody else has had that issue, but certainly we'll give you the 800 number in a minute. And then the other one?
Shay, check real quick to make sure you're on Google Chrome on your laptop.
Yeah, Chrome does work. Chrome on best. So check Chrome, check support, the 800 number, but certainly want to get it fixed for you. And then the other piece, Bev asked about a full video class on importing and exporting. Support is where you're going to find any of that. We have Get Zapped classes. We have any of the mini videos, things like that. So just follow that support and check out the Get Zapped and see if one of them coming up. So there are certainly ways to get help.
And also you can go on to Greenhouse and go into Zap, into the training and resources side of the Greenhouse. So you click on Greenhouse, go into Zap, click on the training and resources, and there are a variety of videos in there as well on importing, exporting, and things from that perspective. There are anywhere between 3 to 4 minute videos, and then there's also a series, as Wayne was talking about, of 1 hour Get Zapped classes that are held every Wednesday from 12:30 to 1:30 Eastern that have various topics that would be of interest to you. So there's a variety of sources available to you for online training.
Yep, so we're going to kind of speed this up a minute, but quick question, in a custom import status, can we create one called Sphere? We cannot now. I love the idea. I actually made a note. I'm curious, if that's something that can be done easy enough. I'm very curious, but that's an awesome place to post in the Zap suggestions in the community. I love it. So I actually made a note, and I'm going to see if I can't figure out where that might be. But they're constantly, wanting to fix this and make it better for us. So as far as adding contacts, right now we do have to add them, in the Greenhouse, digital marketing, and in Zap. They're not talking yet. Our goal is to have a one-stop shop, just like you're asking for, believe me. But it's an advantage to have them in both. Often, I will actually just import and export back and forth instead of physically adding it to. It does work to kind of just do it. Next time you go in, add them in Zap. Next time you go in Greenhouse, go, let me quick export from Zap, import into Greenhouse. It won't duplicate. It'll go, there's 5 new people in Zap. Let me put them in Greenhouse. So just an idea until perhaps we come up with that, the one, literally just the one. So I think that's it for now. So I do want to talk about, I'm going to quick show you this slide. So if we bring the slide live, it is the 800 number. So I want to, jot this down. That community and support is sort of our number one spot. You know,
Yeah.
but this is a huge, great option. This is a one-on-one. This is you calling this number and saying, hey, I can't get my contacts to, to sync with the platform. So, things like that. So just wanted to make sure that you guys jot that down and don't be afraid to use it. And then, so now we're actually going to go mobile. So I'm actually going to show you my my screen on my phone and just talk about how we can, just spend a couple minutes on using the platform to, on the run while we're running around at showings and appointments and kids' appointments and
'Cause
things
we're
like
always
that.
out there
So-
and about, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if I bring my phone up live, buddy, so what I'm talking about is this light blue Zap app. And it was actually the one that you were kind of prompted to if you logged in and saw that before we went live. So when I open this up, this is my entire dashboard. Really everything we've talked about at my fingertips while I'm running around. So, tasks, follow-ups, just wanted to show you that exists. The same login when you log in
Right.
as your dashboard, as in Greenhouse, everything's the same. But just wanted to quick show you guys that the menu at the bottom is where you're going to kind of run, search for a contact, plus quick add. I can add a quick contact, while I'm on the run.
And the nice thing is that your phone syncs with your laptop and your laptop syncs with your phone.
Yes.
So
unless you're Shay, but no. I'm just- no.
Sorry, Shay.
No, but the idea is they do. So I can add someone on, while I'm at an open house, and I simply, get into my dashboard when I get back to the office or the next morning, and that person's there. So, and that plus quick add, obviously, where we do our insights, which actually kind of leads me into the
Yes.
December contest that you guys are having. So, but yeah, local insights, property insights, all with new local insights and new showings. So, anytime you do that insight. So, if we talk about, so that's kind of a quick overview, but have that downloaded on your phone. Logged in, it logs you in each time, but allows you to be on the run, but yet in touch with all your folks.
That's one of the things I love about the mobile app is when I want to phone, email, text one of my clients, so easy
Yep.
to do right from the phone.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to come back to us, buddy, and just kind of finish up by, making sure that you guys know that, quick. Question just come in. Zap app on my phone not updating like I contacted the client. Should,
definitely.
So, I have, not the best situation, I've actually deleted that app once in a while, reinstalled it. There is an update that comes out, so it should, but they should be they should be syncing. So definitely just kind of look at that.
Yeah, for that person who posted that question, the thing I would ask is how long ago did you download the mobile app? And if it's been 6 months since you downloaded the mobile app, go ahead and delete that, re-download the updated version. And now what they're doing is they're doing a much better job of sending out updates when the mobile app is updated, and you shouldn't have that issue anymore once you have the most recent version of the mobile app downloaded.
Yep. Another question. So I've added my contacts in Engage. Most of those, whatever, I'm not sure what Engage is, but if it might be Engage 121. But anyway, typically you can export from just about anywhere.
Yes.
So you're going to export them. You often may have to adjust that file, but if you can export it into a CSV file, it's really just an Excel spreadsheet. Move the columns around a little bit, maybe delete some columns. You can upload that into Zap.
And in the support side of Zap, where we took you a few moments ago, simply search for how do I do a bulk import, and it'll actually walk you through step by step with how to set up your columns and everything else. And I always suggest to an agent that are doing bulk imports, print that out. Print those step by step instructions out. Have them to the right of your computer when you're doing that bulk action. And it'll walk you through step by step how to do it.
Absolutely. And then one other question that I'm gonna show you quick, or I'll Dean pull it up. How do I access the link to my mobile app to give my clients? So, buddy, if we go live for just a second in the dashboard, I'm going to actually show you that if I click my name in the upper right-hand corner and click my website, scroll down just a little bit, and you're going to see that on the right-hand side, it's the mobile app URL. however I send that to someone, if I share it with my mobile app that I have, if I just type that letter for letter in a text message and send it to someone, if they click that link, that will prompt them to download your personally branded mobile app.
Yep.
So it's right there. So I could copy and paste that on Facebook. And if someone opens up Facebook on their phone and clicks my link when I said, "Hey, check out my, my great mobile app," they click on it. They will be taken to the App Store and download your personal app.
And the easiest way to actually do it is, let's say you open up a contact, right? The easiest way to do this is to just open up the client's contact profile page. So let's say it's Jules Moore and I wanted to send it to. I click on Jules' name. Jules' information pops up. And to send the link to the mobile app, just click this More button right here. And here's Share My Mobile App link. It's a pre-populated email with the mobile link already built in. All they have to do is open up this email on their phone, click Download Mobile App, and you have to remind them once they download it to create a password so they're linked back to you, the agent. But that's the easiest way to give your customers the link to the mobile app, in this pre-populated email in the More button in their contact profile page.
Yep. So we're going to finish up by just 2 slides. I want to thank everyone. Thank Dean for joining us. Awesome. Just a refresher, there is an extended contest. So it's an insight contest. So
Yes.
to get those rules, kind of got it last minute. To get those rules, just go to Greenhouse. There's a page on Greenhouse for content, for contests and promotions and things. It's awesome. I loved the November one. They were giving a GoPro away every day. So, so it is extended. So again, log in every day this month and just do one thing: add a contact, add 2 contacts. Do a little bit with your website, start working on a follow plan. Just create one of the emails, things like that. So,
Right.
But every day you got a chance to win an awesome prize, as a bonus. So, and then the last thing I'll end with is just to save the date, January 24th, 2 p.m. If you'll join us back, we're doing a Mythbusters theme that day, so it'd be awesome to just kind of, answer a bunch of questions and things like that. But that's, so that is June 24th at 2 p.m. So happy holidays, everyone. Thanks again for Dean. Thank you guys for joining us. Hope you got something out of it. We'll continue to answer questions as they come in for a little bit. Take care.